We can expect to see another big season of travel, but those double-digit growth rates that we've gotten accustomed to for the past couple of years, those are likely coming to an end as the industry approaches normalization. Now, we can see this if we look to the European Accommodation Barometer. This was released last week by Booking.com and Statista, showing that the frenzied revenge travel of 2023 is leveling out amongst hotels in Europe. The hoteliers, they're saying people are traveling for shorter durations now. They're not spending as much on the extras. Still, though, business sentiment quite high across Europe, not as high as last year, though, but many countries showing quite a lot of variation regarding optimism levels. We see these the highest in places like Spain as well as the Nordic region, where we are seeing travelers having a renewed interest to go north for the European summer in response to that heat wave that enveloped the continent last summer. Now, the story is slightly different, though, if we turn towards aviation in Asia Pacific. Here, we're still playing catch up to North America and Europe, and we spoke with Elise Becker this morning. She's the VP of APAC for Lufthansa, and here's where she said Asia Pacific travelers are headed over the next 3 months.
Interest is extremely strong and growing. We are adding 20% of capacity in the summer, which is quite huge. And you said, indeed, there is a flattening this year, but not in Asia. So Asia is really in full speed recovering. We can see that. We've seen Japan has become a hype for a lot of Europeans, but we see other destinations, like we talked about Korea, but I think China will come back. Southeast Asia is very strong. This is going very, very well.
Now, another driving force this summer will be who is out and about. Now, that's usually family travelers who are taking advantage of the school holidays, but they're going to have to make space for Gen Zs. Bank of America is saying twice as many Gen Zs are planning international trips this year. They're also traveling for longer, taking more expensive vacations, and they're more willing to spend on concerts and sports events. But Morning Consult throwing a little bit of cold water on this, showing Zs not traveling as much because they have savings in store to do so, and that's leaving the authors of that report to speculate that perhaps some of those coffers were drained last year on big revenge trips. Dan, it's back to you.
Okay, so interesting. So, Mon, while we have you, if Gen Z aren't relying on savings, how are they paying for all of this travel?
Well, Dan, we know this is an enterprising group. They have side hustles. They're also very tech savvy, so we can be sure they're using points and travel rewards to offset some of those costs. But we also see Bankrate showing 1 in 3 Americans saying that they're willing to go into debt to pay for their summer travels. These numbers go even higher amongst younger travelers, 42% for Gen Zs. Look at that, 47% for millennials. But if parents are watching, before you call up your Gen Z to talk to them about their summer travel budget, know that Gen Zs are also the biggest group to say that they're going to sit out from summer travel altogether simply because they don't have the finances to pay for it.